back to your
Good morning, Vietnam! Hey, this is not a test. This is rock and roll.
I wake up every morning in a bed that's too small, drive my daughter to a school that's too expensive, and then I go to work to a job for which I get paid too little.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
You're waking up with the Morning App on 90.5 WASU.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning App. We have, unfortunately, still a missing Josh. He is still sick and still recovering, but it's okay. We would much rather have him get better than, be in the studio. If you got something, take care of yourself. I know there's a bunch of sicknesses and illnesses going around. But with that said, we have Kati, Lexi, and Justin all together today in the studio. And I think this is also a new kind of team up, right? Like, I don't think Justin, have you been on the show with Lexi yet?
Nope,
she was on
right now.
She was on Monday.
Yeah.
So she's been really, really good at this, and luckily she's going to be taking Josh's place also for today's Real or Fake News, which is good for him. So,
Hopefully, right?
yeah. But so we want to start off the show today to talk about Stanley because he passed away on Monday after our show, so we didn't really have a chance to kind of give him a tribute. A lot of our show, there's been a lot of segments where we've actually just literally talked about Marvel and nerded out about him. So I think it'd be fair to kind of say what we loved about Marvel, what we love about Stan Lee, and just kind of how he's impacted us personally. I want to say that when I was little, I only originally knew about Superman. Superman was kind of like the original kind of universal superhero that everyone knew about. And it wasn't until the Spider-Man movie came out that I learned about Spider-Man. And my dad and I went to go see this movie to just kind of like see what it was all about, and we both just fell in love with it. And I remember every time I would get sick, sometimes my dad would actually just buy me like a Spider-Man action figure to cheer me up. So this dude was like my absolute hero. When I was homeschooled, I remember I used to always, I was homeschooled 7th and 8th grade. So after I was done with school, I would always go to like Barnes & Noble, or I think Books A Million was around where I lived, and I would just spend hours just reading comics. And even till like my teenage and young adulthood, I was still like obsessed with these films, and it was just awesome to be able to share that like nerdy culture with all these people and see just how much Stan is able to contribute that entertainment and that joy to our childhood,
Yeah, for sure. I think there's definitely is a culture around it because it's something, the Marvel universe is something that like everyone knows something generally about. And so it's such an easy way to have conversations with people and like be able to bond with people because the stories that he created were just so like original and dynamic and just really, I don't know, just provided such good like conversations, I think, with other people. And like even with real life things, you could even compare, like there's a high relatability, I think, in the movies. And so I've always thought that was cool.
Yeah. I think it's cool how it like became a part of like our popular culture, like, and it has been for like a while. And it definitely contrasts with DC because Marvel is known for being like lighthearted and like funny, but DC is so much darker. And so like I think Marvel is more for like, I don't know, more catered towards a larger audience because, a lot of bad things happen in the Marvel movies, but like there's so much humor in them and like witty things that happen that like it kind of like helps balance it out. So,
yeah. Marvel, I think, what was different about Stan Lee's storytelling is that he was always really focused on making sure that we understood that just because these people have superpowers, just because they were invincible, doesn't mean they weren't still people, And his stories were the first ones where, like, for example, Spider-Man, who was the very first superhero who was a teenager, right? Which was really awesome because before then, the teenage boys were only like sidekicks. They were only a part of a team. They weren't the main thing. Spider-Man was Spider-Man. He was his own show, and that was something really cool for a teenager to be able to read. But that was something that taught everyone, hey, listen, just because you have these powers doesn't mean it makes everything easier. You know, your bullies just get bigger. You know, your personal life just gets more complicated, and that's why with great power comes great responsibility. You know, just he taught some good stuff, man.
Justin's gonna cry over
Honestly,
here.
It just makes me sad.
It does. And I haven't felt this way, honestly. Like, we've had a lot of musicians. Like, the older we get, the more these iconic people start to pass away because it's just a natural thing of time. But with Stan, there's something a little bit harder about it because it was like around the corner. You know, a couple years ago, I remember thinking about it. I'm like, man, he's getting older.
Yeah.
And you kind of prep yourself for it, but like when it happens, you're just not really ready.
Yeah. There was actually on Reddit, there was like an Ask Reddit thing, like thread on Monday, like before he passed, right? And so, like, it's basically just, it'll say, like, who is surprisingly still alive? And a bunch of people will comment, right? And so someone said Stan Lee. And then, like, a few hours later, he, like, passed away. And, like, everyone, like, freaked out. And, everyone was, like, telling that, like, user, like, it's not your fault, all
my
those kind of things and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Because it was just, like, weird timing. Like, it was just not good, but it was
Could,
crazy.
like, the user, like, comment, like, later, was like, oh, sorry, everybody. or something?
Like,
oh my God.
Yeah. Like, edit, like, I'm so sorry, like,
I felt personally responsible for it.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
And then Detective Pikachu drops on the same hour.
Oh
It's just
my.
so
Oh
awkward.
my.
Oh my God.
But I do have some quotes, some like my favorite quotes from him that I was able to find. One of them is really awesome. He said, "I used to be embarrassed because I was just a comic book writer, while other people were building bridges or going on to medical careers. And then I began to realize entertainment is one of the most important things in people's lives. Without it, they might go off the deep end. And I feel that if you're able to entertain people, then you're doing a good thing."
I like that one.
Gosh. All right, we'll take a deep breath.
Oh my God.
And then
It's okay.
I'm trying, dude. It's like moving forward, like Marvel movies are like not going to be the same because I like
I
always came
know.
into movies just like always like, okay,
Yeah.
where's the Stan Lee
Yeah, where's
cameo?
Stan?
Like,
No, yeah,
like,
and
what
I
part?
saw something that someone wrote about, like, one day before all the cameos were very comedic, it was like a comedic moment, but now it's gonna be like kind of like a somber, like,
I know.
like just like tragic, and be like, oh.
I saw like a tweet that was like, it was like this dude that was crying, and it was like me at the end of like Miss Marvel when it says R.I.P. Stan Lee, and I was like,
No,
dude,
oh no,
okay, but
no.
hey, I'm really happy that like he was here for all of us. Like he's such a big thing in pop culture and like what he did. Just like with Spider-Man for you too. Like I used to read like all the comic books, especially like Ultimate Spider-Man, like as a kid. So he made the people that like, I guess like, I don't know, the special ones feel special, I guess.
yeah, I mean,
Maybe
that's the
wrong
thing
word,
is that comics weren't what they
Yeah.
were 20 years ago. They were such a like little, it was a very nerdy thing to say you read comic books.
Yeah.
And it's just until recently, it's just become this huge thing of pop culture. And a lot of it is partly because of him and him being so engaged with his fans. He never stopped working, and that's another quote. He said, I don't really see a need to retire as long as I'm having fun. And
Yeah.
he just had nonstop fun with what he was doing.
I mean, yeah, he got his big break at 17, and then he like,
Wait, really?
he started
Wow.
like at a publication company at 17, and then he was editor-in-chief by 19.
Oh my.
And I was
incredible.
like, well, that
Man.
makes me feel
Oh,
like.
I thought he like made up like Spider-Man at like age 17. I was like, holy crap, that's pretty.
No, yeah, he was like
Great,
that's how he
okay.
got into the business though.
he-
Like
okay.
he started at 17.
He was,
wow.
he was a huge risk taker. Like every idea he came up with, the people he worked with were like, "We probably don't want to do that." And he's like, "No, I want to make 4 superheroes that don't wear masks that everybody knows about, and I'm gonna call them the Fantastic Four. They're just gonna be like real people." And and it blew up. It was
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
One more thing. He said, this is a good quote to kind of end it on. He said, "Another definition of a hero is someone who is concerned about other people's well-being and will go out of his or her way to help them, even if there's no chance of a reward. That person who helps others simply because it should or must be done and because it's the right thing to do, is indeed without a doubt a real superhero. Man. But hey, what an awesome person to celebrate that we got. So thank you, Stan Lee. Thank you for showing us what it means to be a superhero without actually being a superhero. And we're gonna miss you.
So sweet.
But hey, we got a great show for you today. We're gonna be right back and talk about sleep and real or fake news and all of the above right here on the Morning App.
We'd like to introduce you to App TV's original program, Pixel Peek.
Pixel Peek is a weekly news show covering the video game industry. Everything from the most recent announcements to hot topics and controversies are covered by us, your hosts.
Pixel Peek is also your home for interesting and objective game reviews and in-depth analysis of the industry's biggest names.
You can watch Pixel Peek every Wednesday at 4 p.m. on watchapptv.com or on any of these TV channels.
Thanks for stopping by, and we hope you come back to visit us here on
Pixel Peek.
Hello, I'm Dr. Paul Gates, host of The Academics. We at App TV invite you to join us Wednesday afternoons at 2:30, where we discuss diverse topics with experts concerning current events and subjects impacting students and the high country. We'll see you here.
Hello, I'm Ozzy Ostwald, the host of Religion and Life on App TV. Join me as we discuss topics and issues surrounding all things related to religion every Sunday at 9 a.m. Tune in and join us every week for an insightful episode of Religion and Life.
I'm Susanna Cornegie. I'm Annie Jones.
And I'm Faith Hatton.
And I'm Natalie Broom, and we're the hosts of the Appalachian Update. Your weekly rundown of what's going on around campus, brought to you by your student-run newspaper, The Appalachian. Tune in to App TV on Spectrum, Skybest Cable, or watchapptv.com every Saturday at 1:30 to hear the latest on-campus news, arts and entertainment, and sports stories. You can also pick up our newspapers every Friday at the nearest newsstand. However you get your news, the Appalachian Update has you covered.
Y'all know no one watches this, right? Shh.
And now back to your favorite morning talk show, The Morning App, on 90.5 WASU.
So the year is starting to wrap up, and I just started to think about what I wanted to accomplish kind of like next semester in general, you know, like things that I could, New Year's resolutions early, I guess, you know? And I kind of started thinking about like, why don't New Year's resolutions work like most of the time? And I think people start them too late. You know, like if you're trying to getting into if you're trying to develop a good habit, it takes you at least a month to really have it settled in. So it's kind of tricky. Even though you're feeling motivated, it's gonna be until technically February until that like routine gets in, and whatever it is that you want to do. Maybe you want to like exercise or eat different, or you want to get better grades. Like you want to be more organized. Maybe it's too late. You usually give up halfway into January. So I thought, well, maybe it's a good move to honestly start developing certain habits now. Yeah. So that way, once New Year's comes and it's, you know, January 1st, you've already got the skill that you want to have that year.
Yeah, because especially you think about January, a lot of new things happen anyways. Like, you know, we'll come back to school for like the spring semester. And so I think it's really hard to be trying to start a new habit and then to also be having like all these new things still, and like trying to get back into life after Christmas break and like.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I just wanted to kind of see if we could pull out things out of our lives that maybe that have worked for us that we could share and see, like give advice to people and, you know, say, hey, like if you apply these things now, you can get that New Year's resolution done early. So for me, it's been sleep. I ended up getting the best semester of sleep. And I've been having a really crazy sleep schedule too. Like I've been getting up at 5:30 in the morning, but somehow I've been feeling the most refreshed I've ever felt in my life. And so, yeah, I feel great. That's probably why I'm so the most overly hyped person in the show.
Why are you waking up at 5:30 if you don't mind me asking?
So in the summer, I ended up getting an internship for a morning show. And their morning show starts at 6 a.m., but we have to be at the studio at 5. And I was in Charlotte where I didn't know anybody who would live there, so I was Airbnb-ing, so I was living kind of far away from where it happened, so I'd have to wake up at 4 a.m. And once I realized I could do that the whole summer, I was like, I really enjoyed having that really long morning. I found out that I was a morning person, and that worked for me. So I basically decided to keep that kind of that routine that I developed, and I put it into this semester, and it's helped me out a lot. So I basically went on to Sleep Foundation to see what they recommend in order for you to get a healthy night's rest. You don't have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. That's just what works for me.
Yeah.
So the number one thing is, and I 100% agree with this, if you can figure out a way to stick to a sleep schedule, that is your quickest way to get the best sleep you've ever had. It could be whatever you want. So let's say you wake up, let's say you have a 10 a.m., right? I would recommend having at least 2 hours before class so that you can get up, have a decent breakfast. Like you have 2 hours to kind of just have your own time before class even starts. So that way you can start your day in a good mood. You're not like, getting ready 30 minutes before it starts and you're like all stressed out, and it just changes how the rest of your day goes. So in order to do that, you want to aim, I usually like to aim for 7 hours, meaning maybe some nights I'll get only 6 hours, maybe some nights I'll go to bed a little bit later, or some days maybe I'll get a full 8 hours, but like the 7 hour time is usually like the sweet spot. So let's say if you want to get up at 8, go to bed at least by 12 to 1 o'clock at night. And if you do that every single night, guaranteed, it's going to be a little awkward the first, like, maybe week or two.
Yeah.
But once you do that, it'll get to midnight, it'll get to 1, and your brain just goes, you just feel tired. And your brain knows it's time to go to bed. And when you get to bed, you go to bed. You don't have to, like, convince yourself to go to sleep. You just go to sleep. And you wake up, you probably won't even need an alarm, honestly. I would still get an alarm, but your body just starts to wake up at that time. Like, you just create a circadian rhythm. Because I think the biggest problem in college is that we have this like very spontaneous culture. We're doing things all the time, and our schedules can be really different. And so like our body doesn't know what to do or when to go to bed. And it can be really stressful for our brains.
Interesting.
You know?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with the whole trying to get up at the same time every day, because whenever going to sleep at the same time, like just in general, having like the same sleep schedule, because whenever I stay up too late one night, like I will feel it the next day. Like no matter how late I sleep in, it like almost makes it worse. Like, or even if I try to take a nap during the day, it just doesn't. I just still feel all groggy and like not
That's
good.
true. If you do it right, you won't need the feeling. You won't need to like compensate for the time you've missed. You just wake up early, and you'll be fine. You know?
Yeah.
So
It's hard though, because some of my friends like to stay up late, like some of my roommates.
Yeah.
And so then it's really hard because I want to stay and hang out with them, but it's also like sleep. Like I really need to go to sleep because around 11 o'clock I start getting so tired.
Yeah, once you hit the wall, it's like,
you
gotta go to bed.
It's like, okay, I've been quiet for the past 10 minutes. I probably should just go to bed.
And honestly, doing homework in the morning for me has really been helpful. Like I've gotten more because when it's late, you're more likely to procrastinate when it's late at night than you are in the morning. Because if you get up really early in the morning, you're like, I can't procrastinate. I got up really early in the morning. You'd be a waste of my time. Number 2, practice some kind of relaxing bedtime ritual. So, that means like for the 30 minutes before you go to bed, commit to doing something every night that is just going to help you wind down and get relaxed. And one thing that they always recommend is no technology. Like don't have your laptop out, have your phone out, put that stuff on charge. Maybe get in your pajamas, read a book if you have anything that you want to read. I mean, that'd be a good way to kind of just refresh yourself with a chapter in a textbook or maybe some Harry Potter. I don't know.
Yeah. When I was like in high school, I used to read a lot. Like I just haven't had time in college, but it always helped me to read right before bed because it would kind of make my eyes tired, and I would just be out like a light. I'd like read until I really couldn't focus anymore, and then I'd just be out.
Yeah.
It was the best sleep, man.
Yeah.
It also really helps to exercise. You don't have to do something very vigorous, but obviously the more active you are during the day, the more it's going to be easier for you once it's nighttime to just crash.
Yeah.
We walk our dogs. You let them play. When we have kids, we let them run around in order to get the energy out. And it's the same thing, even though you're an adult. You want to, the more energy that you burn in the beginning of the day, the more likely you are to fall asleep easier. Also, your room's a big deal. Making your room comfy and relaxing and cozy. And people don't really invest a lot of money in their bed. And the thing is that we spend about 8 hours of our 24 hours in a day sleeping. Most of our lives, a third of our lives are just asleep.
Oh.
If you think about that.
I didn't think about that.
So it makes sense to invest in a good bed, comfy sheets, get something fluffy, get something cozy, get warm blankets. Make your bed the thing that makes you go, oh, finally, I get to end the day and I get to cozy up and go to sleep.
Yeah. I feel like for me, also having a clean room really helps me sleep well. Like, you go in there and your bed's all clean. There's no clothes all over it.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. I always feel like I get better sleep when my room is clean.
Yeah,
I feel like
same.
things are
Feels
put
more
together.
relaxing,
Yeah.
And
My room's never clean though, so.
an additional tip, never ever study in bed. Never ever do your homework in bed because it makes your brain associate with your bed with focus and alertness. You know what I mean? Because if you're studying and you're having to pay attention, once you get into bed, your brain's gonna be like, oh, it's time to study. It's time to focus up. So avoid the bed as much as possible when you're studying, even though it's relaxing. You want to sit on something that make your back straight, on a desk or something.
Yeah.
Because your brain will associate with that stuff. So
Interesting.
those are just some things that you can incorporate into your life. If you want to get some better sleep, see if it works, and who knows, maybe you'll get a head start before New Year's comes around. So stick around on the morning app. We're going to have real or fake news with Lexi taking the place of Josh. We'll see who wins after the break.
What's up, guys? The A-Game is here to give you highlights and updates for everything App State sports. I'm Austin Lopp.
And I'm Grace Salter, and you can catch us here every Monday at 8 p.m. giving you the best coverage for all Mountaineer sports. You'll see in-depth reporting on the sidelines, including athlete interviews and Player of the Week.
We want you to be part of the Q&A game every week. Join us on channel 23.3 on App State's campus and 198 for Spectrum customers.
Be sure to join us right here on the only App State sports show, The A-Game, on App TV.
Pixel Peak is App TV's very own video game news show. hot topic discussions, objective game reviews, and much more, all right here on Pixel Peak.
To watch, tune to any of these TV channels or watch apptv.com at 4 p.m. every Wednesday. We hope you enjoy your time at Pixel Peak.
Hello, I'm Dr. Paul Gates, host of The Academics. We at AppTV invite you to join us Wednesday afternoons at 2:30 here on The Academics, where we discuss diverse topics with experts concerning current events and subjects impacting students and the high country. Join us on Channel 20 and 1020 for SkyBest customers, Channel 198 for Spectrum customers, and Channel 23.3 on App State's campus. We'll see you here.
So I'm the new nightly news producer. Jamie can be a little much to handle, but it's fine because I can sass him as much as I want and not get fired. Watch This Is App TV so I can go home and hang out with my cat.
Hey, hey, should somebody mic me up? All right. Anybody?
The Morning App on 90.5 WASU and WASUradio.com.
It's about that time to play real or fake news.
News.
I get news. Well, for those of you who don't know, our segment here, Real or Fake News, is a game where Katie will give us a couple of articles, and basically our job is to figure out whether it is real or if it's fake. And it's usually pretty hard.
Really?
Yeah, because usually it's like I could see
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay. Yes.
So, yeah. The current score, I have 26 points. Justin has 24 points. And then Josh is also tied with 24 points. But today, Lexi will be taking his spot. And we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right.
Without further ado, whenever you're ready.
All right. Okay. So the first headline. Teacher fired after bringing students on field trip to metal concert.
To metal concert?
Metal concert. Teacher fired after bringing students... Wait, it doesn't say field trip. Sorry. Teacher fired after bringing students on trip to metal concert.
A metal concert.
Okay.
That's like an actual School of Rock scene or whatever.
Area right there. Okay.
I could see that being a problem for sure because metal shows are pretty like I don't
They're
know,
intense.
They could be considered indecent to the young eye because they could be really intense. There could be swear words. So I will say, yes, she probably did get fired. I think that's real news.
I think it's fake because I'm pretty sure like you usually had to like sign like a permission slip or something. Like it would probably say at the top like metal concert. Like I just don't. It's really hard to like believe that. So there goes the music.
Yeah, there it is.
So yeah, I don't know. Unless it's like a professor, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe. You know what? Yeah, fake. I'm gonna say fake.
You're gonna say fake?
Cool.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna say real because I feel like I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Depending on the age of the students, like if it was like an elementary school teacher bringing her students to a metal concert, like I, as a parent, like I'd be upset with that, you know?
Right.
And it doesn't say field trip; it says trip. So she could have just like literally just like taken them from school. So like the parents might not even, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Okay.
So it is fake.
Okay, cool.
Oh, no.
Hey, Justin.
Okay. Woo, hey, I'm up right now. Wait, I'm still down, aren't I?
Wait.
But I'm up.
You're-
I'm still
you're-
down.
You're in front of Josh now.
Okay.
It's
Josh
actually
is
24,
like-
25, 26 in that order. From Lexi to Justin to Dovy. So it's a tight race.
Interesting.
It's always
Okay,
been.
He's
let's
making
do
a
this.
comeback.
I'm doing
All right,
it.
you ready?
Come on.
All right.
Hit me, Katie.
The second one is referee banned. Wait. Okay. Referee banned after rock, paper, scissors blunder.
What?
I need more context.
That's all I can say.
Rock, paper, scissors, blender?
Blunder.
Blunder.
Like
Oh,
a,
I thought you
it's
like
a blender.
Yeah,
You just go blender, and
I'm like, that's...
wow.
Can you,
I mean,
oh
I'm
my
not-
God.
don't blame him
That's
for
why
being
you were looking
fired.
at me so weird. I was like,
I heard you
Everybody
right.
heard
I heard blender the first time.
I heard
I
blender.
heard blender, and I was like,
Blender.
Okay.
fired for that?
Banned.
Banned. So
Wait,
referee
he
got...
banned.
The referee got
referee.
banned.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say that's fake because that doesn't make any
What does
sense.
that mean,
I just don't
blunder?
understand what that
Aren't you supposed
means.
to just like flip the? Wait, you mean like blunder? Like, I don't know, like at the very beginning of a game when they like flip a coin instead, but he said rock paper scissors. Oh, I'm trying. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, I thought Katie was gonna like, yeah, but did she shake her head a little bit? I can't tell.
I'm just nodding along at you.
Oh, okay.
So what do you mean by... Wait, okay, what does that mean, to blunder? Like, what do you...
To blunder?
Yeah,
It's
like-
just like a
Give us more
mistake.
context.
Like,
Okay, so he messes up a rock, paper, scissors call?
or like,
Somebody must have been playing rock, paper, scissors for some reason.
But like, why would you get banned for that? Like, banned is like very.
Yo, he probably got banned. There's no way. That's not a fair... Like, rock, paper,
just
scissors...
don't
I cheat every time I
understand.
play rock, paper, scissors. That's why I never play rock, paper,
how do
scissors.
you cheat playing rock, paper?
You just
Maybe
slap
he's
like a little late. You literally
Yeah.
just 1, 2, 3. Like it's just like a little
We can hear
delay.
this through the microphone.
Yeah, it's literally just a little bit of a delay, and then you just wait for somebody, the person to drop it first, and then you just have to practice it.
That doesn't
you
make any
practice
sense. But I
cheating.
don't.
You practice cheating rock, paper, scissors?
Only when I need to.
Okay, we're getting 2 things.
Otherwise,
Yeah,
I flip
yeah,
a coin.
okay, okay.
Otherwise, I flip a
Pick
coin.
one.
That's why I couldn't be a ref.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, I wasn't gonna say anything. You guys choose first. I literally don't know what I'm picking right now.
I already said I think it's fake because that just.
Okay.
I don't.
I'm gonna say it's real.
Okay.
I think somebody could. I think he got banned
Okay.
because he's probably doing my thing with the rock, paper, scissors.
But what? Why would a ref be doing that though?
Exactly.
That doesn't make any
Well,
sense.
he might need to get banned.
He's not the one playing.
Oh my gosh.
If it was ill intent.
Okay, just pick
my
one.
head. Okay,
How am I messing
it's real. Okay, it's real. Maybe.
It's totally real.
That doesn't make any sense. It's real.
It's
No.
real.
It is.
Oh my god. What?
No. Okay, sorry. I tried to like take out some of the words because it would have been too obvious it was real.
terrible.
But yeah, so it's like a soccer referee. But yeah, instead of doing the coin toss or like the coin flip or whatever, he asked the two captains to play rock, paper, scissors to decide the kickoff. And so it was before a women's Super League match. But yeah, he apparently forgot his coin, so he did rock, paper, scissors instead.
Come on.
But he was banned for that?
He was banned for, I think it was like 2 weeks or something. Or,
okay.
no, 21 days.
Oh.
It's not terrible.
Okay,
Yeah,
I thought he was
it's
like
really not,
done forever.
Yeah, it's like he was ejected. But,
So,
yeah.
How?
The coin.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. I guess if you forgot your coin, you're just like, well, I guess I just go with the old classic.
wow. All right.
Yeah, well, maybe
knew
not
it.
that.
I knew
Sorry,
it.
yeah, the
I
wording
know,
was
that
tricky on that one.
heated.
All right. On to the next one.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
Okay.
that's fine.
All right, ready?
Let's do it.
Alaskan man sentenced for faking death to avoid prison term.
Can you say that again?
An Alaskan man.
Alaskan man, or is it like anyways, okay.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Okay, Alaskan man sentenced for faking death to avoid prison term.
He was sentenced.
Sentenced for faking his death?
No, or
Yeah.
or he's.
Oh, yeah,
so
that's
he-
true.
Okay,
I
so
could
he
see that
faked
happening
his
in Alaska.
death, and now he's got to go to prison for it.
He got
That's
caught
what it
faking his death, and now he's going to go to prison anyways
Yes.
for trying to avoid prison.
I say it's real. I could definitely see that happening.
How do
It
you-
just says sentenced. It doesn't say.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not a fish. Official.
Fish.
That's what they say up in Alaska. It's not a fish.
Alaskan man sentenced for faking death to avoid prison term.
I'm gonna say fake.
Yes. No, I'm gonna say real. I think that's
Lexi's feeling
I'm like
this one.
very.
I'm gonna say fake.
I'm 0 for 2 right now,
Doing too
so I'm
hot
like.
right now, so
I know.
I'm not going on your side, but I'm just saying fake. Like, what do you have to do in Alaska to like get in trouble in the first place? Really, like you're just out there with bears and snow. I don't know.
I'm gonna be
I
wrong.
don't know.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I'm saying fake.
All right. So it's real.
Yes. Yes.
Go, Lexi.
Finally.
Lexi's like,
1 for 3.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So he was a commercial fisherman, and so he faked his death to avoid incarceration for a sexual assault.
Oh.
But and so he had been, yeah. So I guess he got more prison time. But anyways, the
Yeah.
Coast Guard spent $384,261 searching for him. But then his girlfriend was like part of it, like the part of the faking his death thing.
Oh, good.
And so then she ended up telling his parents, like his grieving parents, I guess she felt bad since they were like mourning his death. Like she told them that he wasn't dead, and then I guess they reported it. So, anyways.
oh,
Alaska.
Yeah. Oh, Alaska.
Oh my God.
How crazy.
okay.
Is that all of them? Or-
No, there's
There's
one
one
more.
more.
Are you ready?
Boy, oh boy. Let's
Okay.
do it.
Man refuses to drink anything but Mountain Dew because it's all poison.
I don't know why that makes. It kind of is, man. It's like nuclear.
I mean,
Wait, if I look at Mountain Dew,
refuses everything but Mountain
Yeah.
Dew.
Because everything else.
But Mountain Dew. Yeah.
but
Oh,
Mountain
he
Dew.
only
I was about
drinks
to say.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Doesn't he eat? Does he eat anything? Just-
It doesn't say.
Oh,
This is
man.
only
Okay.
But
talking about
It
beverages.
doesn't say. It's real.
it's
It's
probably
real.
really fake
It sounds pretty real.
because people do that all the time. People just commit to. If I had to just stick with a soda that I liked, I think I could do it.
Yeah, anybody can do that. It's real.
And not drink water?
I don't
There's
know.
people out there like
He
that.
thinks poison.
Well, if
like,
I wanted to like
what?
poison myself, I think that'd be the best way to do it.
to drink
Drink
Mountain Dew for the
Mountain
rest of your life.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll say it's real. I'm gonna lock it in.
Yeah. Lex?
I'm gonna say fake. Because how can you not drink anything but Mountain? I don't know.
I've seen like news stories of people that just drink like nothing but Coke every day. I mean, Coke.
Like Diet Coke even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
So
People
yeah.
love Diet Coke.
So I'm just like, oh no. I feel like it could be possible.
Okay.
Push it out, Mountain. There's people out there.
Are you ready? It's fake. Lexi.
Wow, I came back,
Wow.
guys.
Lexi gets the.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Is this
There's so many buttons
is this
here.
Final Fantasy?
And I guess my. Wait, so she got hers right, and Justin and I were both wrong.
Yeah, you just played that for like.
I think we're both 2 out of 4.
There you go.
There, that's the one.
Yeah.
Wait, so what's the score now then?
So the
y'all
score
were
is, Josh or Lexi, at least from now, they're tied 26 and 26, and then I'm up by just one with 27.
Okay.
Josh and Justin, 26.
Oh,
Nice,
Yeah,
nice,
okay.
nice.
So, I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
you're doing great.
That's pretty
Good job, like
solid. It's,
subbing in for Josh.
we could
Proud of
still
you.
end this
Yeah.
in a complete draw if we wanted to. It's possible.
We could do rock, paper, scissors.
No, don't rock, paper, scissors me, though, because I'll win. We're going to be right back. We're going to have a article from 1958 showing you 129 ways to get a husband right after this break.
We'd like to introduce you to App TV's original program, Pixel Peek.
Pixel Peek is a weekly news show covering the video game industry. Everything from the most recent announcements to hot topics and controversies are covered by us, your hosts.
Pixel Peek is also your home for interesting and objective game reviews and in-depth analysis of the industry's biggest names.
You can watch Pixel Peek every Wednesday at 4 p.m. on watchapptv.com or on any of these TV channels.
Thanks for stopping by, and we hope you come back to visit us here on
Pixel Peek.
Hello, I'm Dr. Paul Gates, host of The Academics. We at App TV invite you to join us Wednesday afternoons at 2:30, where we discuss diverse topics with experts concerning current events and subjects impacting students and the high country. We'll see you here.
Hello, I'm Ozzy Ostwalt, the host of Religion and Life on App TV. Join me as we discuss topics and issues surrounding all things related to religion every Sunday at 9 a.m. Tune in and join us every week for an insightful episode of Religion and Life.
I'm Susanna Cordigy. I'm Annie Jones.
And I'm Faith Hatton. And I'm Natalie Broom, and we're the hosts of the Appalachian Update. Your weekly rundown of what's going on around campus, brought to you by your student-run newspaper, The Appalachian. Tune in to App TV on Spectrum, Skybest Cable, or watchapptv.com every Saturday at 1:30 to hear the latest on-campus news, arts and entertainment, and sports stories. You can also pick up our newspapers every Friday at the nearest newsstand. However you get your news, the Appalachian Update has you covered.
Y'all know no one watches this, right? Shh.
Welcome to the Morning App. Today we will be talking about 129 ways to get a husband from 1958. Today with a special article from Kati here. Kati, would you like to begin by sharing...
Why do you have a crumpled up piece of paper by the microphone? What is that for?
Because it makes me sound like I'm an old radio person from the 1950s.
Oh, wow, okay.
Now today we have a very special segment.
I really appreciate all of your personalities, man.
We're going to be discussing how to be a proper wife and become a good husband or become a good woman for a husband in the 1958. So okay, I'm gonna throw this out now.
Okay.
So
Anyways, thank you.
we
for
have
that,
a really exciting article to talk
introduction.
about. man.
Yes, my friend showed me this article, but it was from a magazine from the 1958, I think, and the article was 129 ways to get a husband, right? Nice. And it's just hilarious. So it says there's like little subheaders, and so where to find him. It says have your car break down at strategic places.
Classic. A classic move. Yes.
A classic, like,
oh yeah.
Literally.
I need a strong man to come and fix it. That's like what it sounds like.
All right. So then it says, look in the census reports for places with the most single men. Nevada has 125 males for every 100 females.
Listen, that's a good idea.
Who's going this far? Like,
this
that's
is so
a hustle
extra.
right there because you can just Google that now. But like back then, you would have to go through some kind of like textbook or
honestly,
something.
that's like a lot of work.
Good.
Okay. Read the obituaries to find eligible widowers.
Dude,
that's not healthy. I'm sorry. That's just, I don't know.
58.
58. Okay, cool. Just like look up your numbers and stuff. Just pull up to your house, like, hey.
Heard you lost your wife.
Yeah.
Looking for a new one?
I don't know, man. Okay, it says, ask your friends' husbands who the eligible men are in their offices.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of better than the
That's
other
a
ones.
fancy way to say it.
Be friendly to ugly men. Handsome is as handsome does.
What is...
I don't know.
Okay.
Get lost at football games.
Oh my God, that's really
bad. On the football field, hello, boy.
Oh my gosh.
Be nice to everybody. They may have an eligible brother or son.
Dude,
what? This is.
I'm reading all the best ones. There's some like normal-ish ones, but I'm reading all of the the good ones.
Oh boy.
Don't be afraid to associate with more attractive girls. They may have some leftovers.
Oh my God, what?
We're like food. It's like they're trying to like devour all of mankind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man-eaters.
The next subheader: how to let him know you're there. Stumble when you walk into a room that he's in.
Oh, beautiful.
Let him know you're there. Hello.
Like literally just like
Face plant. That's all you have to do.
sorry.
Ladies, just
Just
face
face
plant
plant
into the ground.
Exactly.
And you'll get married the
And be
next
like,
day.
Wear
pops on your finger.
wear a Band-Aid. People always ask what happened.
Oh my God.
That is true. That is true. I don't like wearing Band-Aids.
that's how you
because they
find
give
your
me too much
husband right
attention.
there.
People are like, what up? What
Yeah,
happened?
you got like a paper
what's
cut.
wrong?
And
What
they
did you
always
do?
ask to see it, like what's under it. They're like,
What?
let me see if like
People do that?
I don't know. I think to
Who are
me,
you hanging around?
people are always
Yeah,
like, let's see
Dovy.
how how big the cut is. Like they won't word it like that, but like, oh, what happened? They're like,
Oh,
what,
it's like,
what went
Dovy,
down?
who's
What
your
did you
friend?
do?
It's
Sometimes it's just a little thing that I just want to cover up because it's just uncomfortable, and then I'm like, I don't
Wow.
want to. Man, I have to like make something up. Like I cut myself with a knife.
Okay.
Real thing. That works.
Okay. It says, stand in a corner and cry softly. Chances are good that he'll come over to find out what's wrong.
What? Wait, just like, okay, imagine you're in Walmart and you just like go to the corner of the store and just start crying and hope that some guy comes up and is like,
Now,
hey,
darling, I've noticed that you are crying in the corner. Is there anything wrong? Is
hey,
there-
I heard you crying. Are you okay?
Yeah.
In the middle of Walmart? You're like,
Okay. See you
oh
later.
no, fine.
Can I
Okay.
put a ring on you
I
real
can't
quick?
lift.
Like,
I
get
can't
married.
reach this
Yeah.
little thing.
Okay, so then the next subheader, how to look good to him. So it says,
Oh my God.
this is number 49. Get better looking glasses. Men still make passes at girls who wear glasses. Or try contact lenses.
I think your glasses
Okay.
are great.
Aw.
Lexi, so-
Thanks. I should really
No,
get
but it
better
said
ones.
they still make passes at you. Don't worry. There's still men out there. It says, if you look good in sweaters, wear one on every third date.
Oh, okay.
That's
why?
so specific.
Interesting.
What?
And every third date. So
Like-
the first one you introduce yourselves. Second one is like, okay, we're kind of interested. And the third one is like the boom, I'm wearing a sweater. Look at me. Like I don't
Does
get
that
it.
mean every third date, like every 3 dates with the same guy, or every third date with each man?
right.
both?
That's a good question.
Yeah, right?
Is it the same person or is
I'm
it?
assuming
Because I feel
so.
like
I
if
think
it's the same, like every 3 you're wearing the same sweater, it's
Also,
like,
like-
what?
I mean,
What if it's
you
like
probably have
so weird?
multiple sweaters, right? Like,
I guess.
What if it's hot?
I don't know.
And it's your third
What if it's like
date?
in the middle of summer? You're gonna wear a sweater?
Okay. And so then it It says how to land him. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. I'm here for it.
Oh, no. Send his mother a birthday card. Ask his mother for her recipes. Buy his sister's children an occasional present.
Infiltration, right
I
there.
thought it was like buy his sister's children, like in general. I was like, that can't happen.
Buy his sister's children, and
Yeah.
he'll marry you immediately.
Oh, this is actually good. Don't tell him everything about yourself at the start. Hold something in reserve. You got to keep an air of mystery.
Yeah, we still talk about that.
That's a good
That's
one.
relevant.
Yep, honestly,
Honestly,
I
I
like
dated like
that
all
one.
of your friends.
That's relevant today.
Find out about the girls he hasn't married. Don't repeat the mistakes they made.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my! And so this last one, it says, wild ideas, anything goes. Go to Yale. I don't know.
All right.
Oh my!
I'll
I'm trying to
just
look. There's a
transfer
very
real
specific one I'm looking for. Oh yes, make and sell toupees. Bald men are easy catches. That's my favorite one. What dedication! Not only.
I love how like all of our answers for everything was like, okay. Yep.
Interesting.
Cool. Tight. Like, we can't.
I hope that one day people will listen to our show and see what we talk about, and they're going to be like, what?
This is...
What on earth are they talking about?
Yep.
Well, that was really interesting.
yeah.
What a blast of the past.
That was great.
Yeah.
Stick around. We're going to be talking about, we're just going to wrap up talking about the next Crimes of Grindelwald movie after this quick break.
What's up, guys? The A-Game is here to give you highlights and updates for everything App State sports. I'm Austin Lopp.
And I'm Gray Salter, and you can catch us here every Monday at 8 p.m. giving you the best coverage for all Mountaineer sports. You'll see in-depth reporting on the sidelines, including athlete interviews and Player of the Week.
We want you to be part of the Q&A game every week. Join us on channel 23.3 on App State's campus and 198 for Spectrum customers.
Be sure to join us right here on the only App State sports show, The A-Game, on App TV.
Pixel Peek is App TV's very own video game news show. Hot topic discussions, objective game reviews, and much more, all right here on Pixel Peek.
To watch, tune to any of these TV channels or watch apptv.com at 4 p.m. every Wednesday. We hope you enjoy your time at Pixel Peek.
Hello, I'm Dr. Paul Gates, host of The Academics. We at App TV invite you to join us Wednesday afternoons at 2:30 here on The Academics, where we discuss diverse topics with experts concerning current events and subjects impacting students and the high country. Join us on Channel 20 and 1020 for SkyBest customers, Channel 198 for Spectrum customers, and Channel 23.3 on App State's campus. We'll see you here.
So I'm the new nightly news producer. Jamie can be a little much to handle, but it's fine because I can sass him as much as I want and not get fired. Watch This Is App TV so I can go home and hang out with my cat.
Hey, should somebody mic me up? All right. Anybody?
WASU.
It is a very exciting time to be a Harry Potter fan because even though the books have ended, even though the films have been made, it is not over yet, and they are continuing to add on to the franchise. And it's not bad. I thought the last movie wasn't awful. I like the fact that they kind of introduced a new part of the world, and you get to kind of explore America in the same universe. And in this next one, they get to go back to Hogwarts. This is the Crimes of Grindelwald, coming out Thursday night and Friday, and I think we were debating on whether or not we were going to go watch it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go see it, but yeah.
If the weather's like actually good.
Oh yeah, true. The snow could be
It's all depending on the
It's
snow.
supposed to be snow. It's supposed to be like mostly ice and freezing rain tomorrow. So
Right.
yeah, everybody be careful out there.
It's starting it's starting at 12 a.m. tonight, actually.
Oh.
And it's a lot of ice and slush and all that jazz.
So maybe I'll be gone by tomorrow night, you know?
Maybe see it this weekend.
It's
we
true.
can go over it on Monday, probably.
We can walk.
Yeah. We could walk.
It might be quicker to travel
Does the
through
movie
if you
theater
just
like
walk,
ever
if you
close?
not drive.
I don't know.
Like any type of weather like that.
I feel like if it was really bad, yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, movie theaters usually commit pretty well.
I'm down.
So
yeah, let's see it.
We will let you know if we did or did not. We are not 100% sure since it is all dependent on the beautiful weather we'll be having.
Indeed.
Keep your eye open out for any emails from the school though. If you got a early class or anything like that, might get canceled. You never know. But we hope you enjoyed this special episode. We'll see you again this Friday.